what's one thing you wish you knew before coming to Cambridge?
Oh, on the spot like this?
Yeah.
What's one thing I wish I knew?
Dropping the question on you.
Oh, that it's okay to know the way that, to stick with the way that works for you in terms of learning. I think sometimes when you get to Cambridge, you think that like a lecturer or supervisor knows more than you when it's like, when it comes down to the way you learn. But sometimes, yes, there's new things that we can pick up, but stick to what works for you. Like if you're the person that writes on paper, I remember I started doing the whole iPad thing, because you know everyone was using the iPad. That doesn't work for me.
No, I mean,
I
I
need
had
to
the same
be
thing.
like, you know, touching with paper
Definitely.
and like grappling with the concept. So now I go to supers with like a sheet of paper and stuff. So
Same.
I'd say like know what works for you and know yourself and be confident.
Good for you, such good advice. I also did the same thing with the iPad and I returned it. I wish I knew that you don't need to be perfect. I think I had this idea that at Cambridge, or Oxford, you need to be an absolutely perfect candidate to get in. They actually know that you're 16 or 17 when you're applying, and they know you're an A-level student. They don't expect, for example, if you're doing French, for you to be completely fluent in French.
That there are very normal people here.
Yeah.
Like I think you find people that are similar to you, such as you.
Look at that.
And there are definitely people that I feel that I relate a lot less to, but there's a real balance and range of people, including at the more fancier colleges, if that's what you want to call them.
That it's not that bad. Like, I feel like everyone bigs up how much work, and there is a lot of work. It is difficult, but it doesn't mean you don't have time to do other stuff with your time here.
I wish I knew that your self-worth doesn't come from doing really well in essays.
Honestly, look into the supervision system. I do think like it is for some people, it's not for some people. It's a lot of independent learning and very self-driven, and yeah. So get to know the system. Yeah.
I wish I knew which college is the most convenient one to get to the downtown, because mine is a little bit far away from here.
Yeah.
So it's quite hard to buy daily grocery or something.
No, I don't know. I don't think there's anything I would have wanted to know.
Ooh. And there's so many different societies you can join. For example,
University
cheerleading.
You definitely will have time to do like social things, sports, anything you want to do. You don't have to just prioritize like learning on your degree, but being more sustainable in like how you spend your time is definitely something that you can do.
I think I would probably just say to my past self, don't like preempt anything, don't have like certain expectations. It's kind of not answering your question, but I think I just wish I'd allowed myself to be a bit less hard on myself, not having certain expectations for the place, the people, the life experience, and just kind of went with the flow and see what happened.
That everything's going to be okay at the end, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
This sounds really cliche again, but settling in wasn't the easiest experience, and I presume I won't be the only one. And it all just gets much exponentially better as soon as your first term ends.
Definitely the college structures and all of the different colleges. Make sure that you visit the colleges. I think that's really important, because I did pick John's because on the outside it looked really pretty, but like obviously a lot of other colleges are really pretty as well. So you can always just scout around.
I think only in second year now I feel like properly at home, because you go through this phase of being in awe.
Yeah.
Then the term is so intense you don't even realise how lucky you are to live in such nice conditions. And then you come back after a long vacation, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm a uni student, I shouldn't be treated this well. But yeah. So yeah.
It's like, what did you do to deserve that kind of? It feels like
exactly.
if you've had a friend up from home and they're like, this is your uni accom, and you're like, yeah, it's a castle.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I knew more about all the different colleges. Because I think when we were applying, it was COVID time, so it was a lot harder to be visiting. And I kind of wish that, like, I love John's, but I wish that maybe I'd made a more informed decision. Because there are now, to this day, colleges that I've never set foot in.
Yeah.
Like, loads of colleges that I've never set foot in.
Same.
So I kind of wish that I'd done that. And that's not to say that I regret choosing John's at all, because I think even if I did it all over again, I would still choose John's. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Just the security of knowing that I'd seen them all.
I agree. I think I'm hopefully going to do a video on like how I chose my college without being able to visit, because obviously each year there are international students that apply without having visited the colleges.
Yeah.
And everyone in our year during the COVID application years didn't have the opportunity to visit the colleges. So you can see photos online. It still doesn't give you really the same feeling as being here.
Yeah.
However, I think you can maybe base your college choice on kind of extensive research that you can do. You can see the grants that are available. You can see the exchanges, societies, try and speak to students if you can. So I agree that sometimes people choose a nice college because they think it looks pretty and it works out, but sometimes you might want to put a bit more thought into that decision.
Yeah.
I wish I'd like known how amazing cheer was going to be earlier, because I would have joined, like, this is very specific, but I would have joined like the pre-season and I would have got involved earlier. So I feel like to translate in that to like advice for everyone, if there's a club or a sport you haven't done before and you're scared, just throw yourself into it, because that's the values we appreciate here. Just to like passion, that's like the overall word. If you show passion, you're going to do well. So yeah.
I think I wish I'd known how to learn, because actually I genuinely don't think it's until about halfway through my second year I actually figured out like what worked for me in terms of learning, and I kind of spent a lot of first and most of second year like jumping around between loads of different study techniques, and none of them were really working, and I ended up really behind. So eventually I found what worked for me, and I just wish I'd figured that out earlier on.
You don't need to impress your supervisors. Like, it's fine if you turn up not knowing stuff. I thought like I was going to make a really bad impression if I came to Visions like not knowing stuff, but that like they want you to ask questions.
Also, when people talk about the workload, I think one of the biggest things is actually just quantity rather than like difficulty necessarily, and that like there is conceptually difficult stuff that you're doing, but like the biggest difference between my degree and my friends is just that like in first year I had like 12 plus essays due in 8 weeks versus they had like 5 maybe. So like it's not like, you just gotta be organized.
Yeah, I think similarly, I think that like it's better to know that like you don't need to just turn stuff in and try and get a grade for it. Like, it's actually, you need to learn something, and your supervisors are really friendly.
Yeah, like I guess the biggest thing, like the biggest priority at Cambridge is just like kind of stretching you intellectually rather than like anything else. Like they just kind of want to like push you as far as you can go to see what you can learn and understand, I guess.
Calm down would be the one thing I wish someone had told me. I kind of did everything. Like I said, I went out every single night. I was like doing every single one of my essays and like all of my assignments, and I was also like doing all these societies and stuff and just not sleeping, which is a terrible idea. And I think I wish someone had turned to me like, you have 3 whole years here, you can do something new every term, you don't have to do it all in the first 3 weeks. So I wish someone had said like, calm down, take some time for yourself, sit in your room, drink a cup of tea alone, and just like calm down. That was the best piece of advice I think anyone should have given me. No one did, so I just kind of went crazy.
But I also think that that's the thing about university compared to school, is at school you might have like 10 societies, like choir, I don't know, a few sports, and maybe that's it. But here, because the university has like 20,000 students, there's so much you can do, not only at collegiate level, but also at a university level. So, have a cup of tea.
No, literally, just kind of. Also, sleep. I just was not sleeping, which was terrible.
At me right now.
literally, take a nap.
Go to sleep. You're not going to do good work if you slept 3 hours.
People are really different. There's not just one stereotypical Cambridge person who sort of sits in their room and works all day and likes opera and poetry and things like that. There's loads of different people. Obviously, if you're into that, then that's good as well, but there's such a variety of people.
Cambridge is a really excellent city to actually live in because it's so full of students. There's always stuff going on, no matter like what you're interested in. If you want to put yourself out there, there's definitely opportunities for that.
I think I wish I'd known how easy it was to form a community here, because of the colleges. Like the collegiate system means that you're sort of like, you arrive into like a pre-made huge family, and that's really nice. And then there's sports and clubs through that. So I was really nervous because I was like, how are you going to meet people? Are you going to feel like a little fish in a big pond? But no, like it's really easy to just find community.
It's never that deep, you know. If you miss something, the people who you do work for are also just people at the end of the day, and it's much better to be honest than to put things off a lot.
If you miss a deadline, you mean? Yeah, fair enough.
Totally. I would say do look into picking a college before you come, because they'll try and tell you that they're all the same, but they're not. So just make sure that you're somewhere that you really want to be.
I think financially, especially, like the financial support at John's is a lot better than like other colleges.
That would just be the different sort of the city and the different colleges they have here. Because I feel like every college has its own sort of microcosm of student life and its own sort of vibe.
It is really different to other unis. Like, you're not going to get
like normal uni experience.
So I know Cambridge tries to push this idea that, oh, it doesn't matter which college you go to, but I think it really does, in terms of, like, socially speaking, who you just run into day to day, academically, in terms of financial support. So if you can, I'd say really take the time and research which college you apply to, because it does make a real tangible difference to your time here.
I think it's that being part of the best is a lot of work, and it's not always work that you want to do, because I think while you're applying, you're just so focused on being able to get to be part of the best. Like, you're so focused on coming to Cambridge and even being allowed to come here without considering how it's going to be once you are here. And the truth is that being at a top university in the country is just very draining and exhausting, and that's not for everyone. And just because you can get in doesn't mean that you'll like it here.
Yeah, I think I wish I realised it as a really unique experience, and sometimes explaining it to friends at other universities or back home, my family, is like really difficult, because you'll be using like lingo and stuff that no one understands. You're talking about concepts that just aren't common at other universities, so sometimes it can become a bit of a bubble, because the only people you feel like you can relate to on that level are people at your uni. But at the end of the day, it is such a unique experience, and that is quite a good thing, I think, for a lot of people. So make the most of it, but also, like, you do need to consider the fact that it is such a unique experience. Some people just won't be able to relate to it at other universities.
I wish I'd started things like cheerleading and the choir I'm in earlier, because I'm obviously now in final year and I'm enjoying it so much. It's like, it's so nice to like have these like practices with the team to look forward to, and so I would say maybe just really taking a good look at what there is available, so that in freshers you can sort of hit the ground running. But I think in general, there have been some tricky things, but you work them out.
But I think there is definitely a way to study at Cambridge, and to kind of study well at Cambridge and get a lot out of it, where you're not having to kind of work hard all the time, and you can make room for other things in your life. I guess that's the key thing, is just actually, if you do go to Cambridge, make sure that your degree is, it's important, but it's not the only thing, and it shouldn't be the only reason that you're at uni.
I wish I researched my degree more, I think, just because, like, I do languages and there's not really much language, actually.
I wish I knew how much time it will take out of my life. Like,
Yeah.
It's definitely really, really time consuming, but it's something that you can work around or work with, so.
Awesome. I wish I knew that there'd be some really fun, incredible party and offices at the St. John's College. Angel organised all the parties and they were great. So
Yeah. I'm done now.
Oh, she just retired.
It sounds cliche about how hard it was going to be. Like, I knew it was going to be hard, obviously, but it's like something you're not used to. It's very different from school. And I wish I kind of like knew what to expect a bit more, especially in terms of like, as an international student, like what it would be like to have to do everything in English, write like 2,000 word essays. From the first assignment I was given, I was like, oh, I was not prepared for that. But yeah, I wish I knew, not about the workload, I'm going to say, but I wish that someone told me like, oh, you're going to be busy.
Yeah.
And there was someone like really ingrained in my head that, oh, it's intense, but it's so worth it.
That whatever you do, you will find your people.
Yeah.
You will find your people. I don't know how this happened. I really don't know how I got all the friends that I've got now. I can't remember how that happened. Like, I think back to the very first lecture, because I wasn't on the linguistics group chat, because I'm the only person in my year at my college doing linguistics. So I didn't have any like college siblings that I could go to the first lecture with. I went and I didn't know anybody. I didn't even know if I was in the right place. And I just had to go up to these people and be like, is this the first linguistics lecture? I was so scared. But then I just attached myself to one person, David Gardner. And then everyone else had some people had spoken to each other on group chats before Cambridge, some people hadn't. But like, I managed to find my people. And even if I didn't find them at that first lecture, which most of them I did, but even if I didn't, like, I've met so many people through theatre and through just my college and doing various different things, going out. I've made so many friends through just like going on club nights with people and inviting them to freeze the next time I go out. Like, it's just lovely.
I wish that people knew that there is an epic cheerleading team.
I wish you were
You can get a little.
Yeah.
Whoa, you see that? We compete.
We compete.
We compete. And we slay and we thrive and we're a beautiful looking team.
And we're a university funded team, just like all the other sports teams.
Yeah,
and also
we are.
the vibes. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna name any of our societies, but like the best vibes are here. You're gonna meet your best friends.
If you
on
want
the
to come on
Lions.
a crazy trip to Marbella.
Yeah.